welcome back. So today we're going to talk about advanced heeling or advanced loose lead walking. And this is where the dog is really staying in heel position right next to you until you say otherwise. This is primarily important if you want to do any kind of dog sports, particularly obedience or canine musical freestyle. If you are just looking for a well-mannered pet, then you can skip this video. This is not crucial information. But if you have any interest in competing, or if you just want to have a dog that really heels nicely, then keep watching. So when teaching a dog a formal obedience heel, the first thing I like to do is make sure the dog is good at targeting, and that is touching their nose to my hand, or if it's a small dog, touching their nose to a target stick. And the first thing that I like to do is to use the hand target to get the dog into heel position. Touch, sit, good. This is our third video this evening, so she's kind of tired. Yes, what a good girl. Yes. So using the hand target to guide the dog into heel position, and then clicking and treating when they're in heel position. Any touch? 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 And you see, each time she gets closer and closer to being to remaining in heel position. Any touch? Good. Very good. Touch. Good girl. Sometimes Penny's more motivated by toys. So with this, you can click when the dog. As soon as the dog is in heel position, if they know the sit cue well, you can have them sit in heel position. But the first step is just to click and treat them for getting into a stationary heel position with you standing still. Give. Good girl, yes. Good girl. Yes. Give. Good. And so, some dogs have a lot of trouble with this, with just getting into a good heel position, close and facing the direction you are, even with guiding with the hand. So another thing that you can do to encourage a dog to get into a good heel position is bring them next to a wall so they can't swing out or get in a funny position. Can you touch? Good. Touch. So here you see, because this piece of furniture is right here, she can't get far away from me, she can't swing out, she has to be aligned with me. Touch. Can you leave it? Touch. The first step is just to click and treat the dog for getting into a stationary heel position at your left side. And even if you plan on eventually training your dog to heel on both sides, I like to start out with just training one side and then train the other. And I always start out with the left side since that's what they do in competitive obedience. Okay, so that's one piece. Just using your hand or target to guide the dog into heel position while you're standing still and clicking and treating them in heel position. Another thing that you can practice is just walking around with your dog, and whenever they happen to hit heel position, clicking and treating. And I think I talked about this in one of my loose lead walking videos. But this is an exercise that you can do that can help with formal obedience heeling as well. So whenever they get in a nice heel position, click and treat, and just walk around. You would wait for that nice heel, click and treat, and you click and treat the moment that they get into heel position at first. And at this point, you're not saying heel, you're not giving any cues, you're just capturing the behavior. You're capturing them coming into heel position while moving. So that is another exercise that you can practice to help start healing, start more formal healing work. Okay, so another thing to practice is in competitive obedience, the dog has to automatically sit whenever you stop. So the way I like to practice that at first is by having them sit, taking one step, and having them sit again. Sit. Good. Touch. Sit. Good. Touch. Sit. Touch. Sit. Yes. So getting them, so starting out with them sitting in heel position, taking a step forward, using touch to get them to take a step forward, and then asking them to sit again. And doing that helps train the dog to automatically sit whenever you stop. Sit, touch, sit, touch, sit, touch, sit. Good. And as you practice that, you can start adding a couple of steps in between the sits. Can you sit? Touch. Sit. Good girl. Leave it. Good. Penny, touch. Sit. Good. Touch. Sit. Excellent. And if your dog has trouble staying close to you, you can practice next to a wall. Can you touch? Sit. Touch. Sit. Touch. Sit. Touch. Sit. Good. Good job. And doing that helps train the dog, helps get the dog in the habit of sitting every time you stop. So with that, start out with them sitting in heel position. Take a step forward with the hand target. Stop and have them sit. Just take one step, stop and have them sit. Once click and treat. Once they're doing that well, then vary the number of steps between 1 and 3 steps between each sit. With this, it is especially important to click and treat the really good sits. You want to make sure that the dog is in correct heel position and doing a correct sit before they get a click and treat when you're at this point in training. Certainly when you're first teaching the sit, it doesn't matter where the dog is sitting, but at this point, since we're really looking for that straight, closed sit, that's what we want to click and treat for. And if the dog is having trouble giving us that, then we need to find a way to help the dog, like working next to a wall, so the dog gets in the habit of being in that physical position. And so those are a couple tips to get started with healing. And I'm going to do another video that really shows you how to take these sort of fundamentals and build that into some actual healing. So email me if you have any questions about this portion. And please, if this you found interesting, please watch the next video. Thank you.